Okay. So these are some of the changes which I did. So after I have colored and then I use the bevel and emboss, I take the layer itself and then I rasterize. Meaning let's say for example, if I take this, I rasterize. Notice that the emboss and the bevel and emboss being compressed into a single layer. Alright. So after I rasterize, and then I give a quick Gaussian blur. Following Gaussian blur, I did a little touch up and I did some smudging here and there. How do you get that smudging? You can always click this button here, find that fingers, and then you can smudge it. Alright. Notice it's moving here. Alright. So that's how I smudge. So let's say for example, let's control D, deselect. Okay, let's say for example, right now, the rendering itself is not does not cover the edges. Okay, what I can do, I can smudge it out. Notice that it's moving out. Okay, let me just undo. So I use the smudge tool. Okay, undo again. Okay, give it a second. Smudging, smudging will make your laptop black for a while. Okay, I use a few highlight and dodge also. Where do you get that highlight and dodge? Mm, let me see. Hold on. Highlight and dodge. Yes, here. You can use the dodge tool. Okay. Dodge will lighten up. Okay. I use a lot of the dodge tool to lighten up some portion up. Okay, such as this. I will lighten up a bit to give that pop. Okay. Notice that I have something here. The reason why is that when you see the contour line, there is a certain bulge here instead of this side. So I need that mid-tone here to actually pop it out. Similar to here. Okay. So the next tool that I want to share with you, let's say for example, once I did this, but my highlight is not um, high enough to get that pop or that hot spot in terms of photography where you shoot, and then there's a really bright white spot. What I did right is that I will select every single thing, and then I will do a marquee tool again for my path. Alright. So what I will do, I fill in white. Once I fill in white, I will put a bevel and emboss again. Okay, double click bevel and emboss. But this time around, I do not want opacity. I just want the highlights. Okay, notice here, when you put opacity, it will give you two sides. Alright. So let's say for example, if we have two sides and then I take a soft light. It's quite okay, but right now it's too dark to my liking. Alright. So I will go back here. I will just reduce this. Notice once I reduce at the back, it will real time reduce. Okay, I want a very bright opacity, that hot spot here. Right. So from here, I can always adjust to where I want. Oops, soften it. Okay, so I want to highlight, but I do not want the white. What I can do now is I reduce my fill. When I reduce my fill, I will still get my effects, but without the fill. You saw? Okay, so the next thing, once I have this, similar again, I will just use my blur, Gaussian blur, and then I will blur it to soften it. Okay, so once that's done, let's say for example, there are certain so-called uh, area that you want to touch up, okay, you can always smudge it after that. Okay, so that is how I use a lot of the layers to help me render out an organic form. It might not be the best, but it's fast and it helps to communicate, right? Okay, so try. There's a lot of tools that you can try for the bevel emboss, for the fill. Okay, let's say for example, if I switch another one layer up here, and then I will just switch on my bevel and emboss, but this time around with my multiply. Okay, let me just switch off. Okay, so once I switch off, but right now there's a bevel and emboss effect on. Notice when I paint, hold on, yeah, let me just grab this. Okay, notice when I paint, it will give me a bevel and emboss feel. Okay, so let's say for example, if you want to try that instead, you can always use a reduced opacity, okay, because you need that feel, and then you start to paint the form that you want. Okay, so now I get this highlight, which I kind of like it. Yeah, then you can build on top of each other, so similar to here. Okay, I need this to be pop out. Okay, let me just take my eraser. Okay, I need it to pop, so I need the edges here to be slightly darker, and then this one to pop up, right? Okay, I can always work this manner, meaning I create what I want to pop first. Okay, let's try this. Okay, I can always do that, what I want to pop. Let's say, let me finish this portion up. Okay, similar here. Let me just give it a very quick, let me just give a very quick color, a strong one, so that when we do a Gaussian blur, we will not lose the effect. Okay, so once we have this, what I can do is filter, blur, Gaussian blur again. Yes, something quite there. I will use this as a base for me to start building up the form, right? Try the various method, okay? Doesn't necessarily the one that I share with you is the best. Some of you might be better than me at visualizing form. So try. I will post this reference inside Blackboard too. Okay, have fun rendering.